Hello, Will here, and today we are in Skyrim, and we will be doing well, it's going to end up being like a little mini-series, mainly because of the size of the mod we are going to be looking at, which we are going to be looking at my latest mod, Dark Moon of Elsweyr, which, you know, I've been teasing a little bit and showing off a little bit over the past couple of months. Now, before we crack into the mod, I do realise that the description to the mod is pretty beefy. It's a very beefy description. So, I'm just going to do a little quick summary of the description for you, just to clarify some things or anything like that, or just to quickly explain some stuff if people are a bit like, what? Or if they're like, I ain't got time to read that. Then, you know, it's gonna just explain some of the things. So, first thing to explain is the texture popping, or basically when things seem to not be there, you move a little bit, and then all of a sudden a tree pops out of nowhere, or a sort of like a mountain cliff pops into existence. That is to do with LOD generation, or level of detail generation, into which for PlayStation there's not a lot we can do. There's not a lot I can do, there's not a lot that any modder can kind of do on that. There may be things that can be done that can help it reduce it down, but unfortunately that kind of stuff I don't fully quite know. But you know, but it doesn't mean, you know, it's not a glitch with the mod or a bug with the game or anything like that. It is just because of Sony's limitations, basically. The next thing is Navmesh on the island. So you can take followers to the island, but due to the size of the island, the Navmesh in places is a little bit rough, into which then follower AI will struggle with the AI. Well, the AI will struggle to read that Navmesh. So even though you could take followers to the island, it may be more worthwhile to actually approach the islands and explore the island as a solo experience, or basically just by yourself with no followers. But if you do decide to take your followers with you, then you can use the fast travel mechanic to circumvent some certain situations. So say if you want to get your followers into one of the towns, then all you gotta do is discover the town and then fast travel to the town, and then that will respawn your followers there with you. And in the towns, the Navmesh is a bit more thorough inside in the towns, so there shouldn't be really any issues with follower or NPC AI in the towns, but in the wilderness there may be some rough patches. All the NPCs, now some NPCs are followers, some are not, this, that and the other. The follower NPCs, so the ones you can get to follow you, whether it be the males or the females, are essential, so they cannot be killed. But every other NPC in that you find on the island, whether it be just a general civilian moving around the place, or a shop owner, can be killed. So they can die, and if they die, they're gone, and that's it, and they're gone for good. To get the female Khajiit to follow you, with the exception of Bastet and Sekhmet, who are found within the city of Thornclaw, you do need the multiple follower system. This is due to basically, obviously, Bethesda not actually adding in the option for female Khajiits to become followers. So the multiple follower system is a workaround for that if you want to grab one of the female followers. The male followers work like normal, and does not require the multiple follower system. Going to Bastet and Sekhmet, there are also 2 other Khajiits that are found in the small town called Parlet, called Vishnu and Brahma. These 4 are a more unique kind of follower. That one also does not require the multiple follower system, but also are marryable as well at the same time. So therefore, then it's they're probably the more likely the followers you will go for, but you got multiple choices because there's about 100 new NPCs in the game in this mod, so it adds a lot of people. So that you got that, and that's the general gist of that kind of stuff. Again, if anyone has any other questions about the mod, you can just comment down below, and I will, if I can, I will try to answer the question. Another thing I do want to bring up just before we carry on is I am aware that there are still some little tiny, then they're not they're not gonna break your game. They're not game breaking bugs or glitches or anything like that. They're just little tiny things that I just need to fix up. So for example, in the house that you can use as a player home, some of the weapon plaques aren't functioning correctly, so when you activate them, the weapons just seem to float in the air. That has been brought up to me, so that will be fixed in a future update. And there's a couple of other things that I've been working with Dragonblade Kalal, who's kind of sort of like been playing the mod, but has also been acting like a bit of like a tester for me, without me asking, basically. But he's been playing the mod, and he's been letting me know about things that maybe I can add in, or if something's not quite right. So any kind of stuff like that, I will be obviously fixing in a future update. By a certain point, I will be stopping the updates to the mod, because I do plan to do a Xbox and a PC port for Dark Moon of Elsweyr. And with that, I will be looking to get lodge generated, so then you can see the trees and the mountains in the far distance. When I do that, I will not be able to update the PS version anymore because of the use of external files. So if you yourself try out this mod and you notice any small little bugs, any small little glitches or anything like that, or any kind of problems that you're having, comment below and I will let you know if it's been brought to my attention already, or if not. And if it has, I'll say, don't worry, I'm aware of it. It will be getting fixed in a basically a future patch. And if not, then I will thank you for bringing it to my attention. Alright, with that 8-minute disclaimer out of the way, let's actually get into the mod itself. So, how do you get to the island known as Elsweyr de Khajiit? Well, all you need to do is, you can see I am in Markov. So you want to come to Markov, and as it says in the description, travel to the city of Markov. What the hell happened over there? But right, I'm in the city of Markov. Check that. Look up. Okay. Okay then. We have an airship. Alright. So here we are. So you'll be able to get on the airship by basically activating a basically what is an invisible door where you can see that rope. So if you go over here, there you go. Open the I don't know how you pronounce that. Yes, I named the boat, but it doesn't mean I don't know how I pronounce the words. But no, the only reason why I don't know how to pronounce that is because it's Greek. It's a translation, and it's technically translated into the Greek language. But you've also got Charon. Hello, Charon.
How can I assist?
Charon might act a bit differently, because in testing, here he's saying, I got the option of heard any rumours lately, but in testing, it was always about basically he would give me a bounty letter, and that bounty letter would be like to go and kill a bandit in blah 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 cave. So then I could claim the bounty, but now he's asked me about he's got the option for rumours. So what dialogue option Charon has might change from player to player potentially. I'm not 100% sure, but in testing it was bounty. Now it's rumours. Strange. But anyway,
May you walk on warm sands.
so let's get on the boat. Alright then, and here we are. We are on the boat. Now, yeah, on the boat itself, there's not going to be like a major load you can do, because it's just basically a way to get from Markov to the island, and then go back from the island to Markov. It's just a travel way, so there's nothing crazy on here. But now, there is this door here, and it says requires key. There is no key. There's no key to this door. So there's no point trying to find a key to this door. Charon doesn't have a key. Hermes here doesn't have a key. There isn't a key hidden away anywhere. The intention was for me to build a sort of like an engine room behind this door, which I may still actually put it in. But I wanted to put a door here because there was like an open gap here because of the walls, and there was an open gap, and I thought I'll put a door there, but I don't want people to go inside because there's actually nothing on the other side. So I've just locked it with a key that doesn't exist. But talking of Hermes, we have little Hermes here. So little Hermes here is actually a merchant.
Yes.
Yeah, he can also explain rumours. So he's got a thing about rumours. And what have you got for sale?
Take a look.
So from Hermes, you can actually buy some stuff from him. He's a little merchant. Into which, in a future update, I may be adding a couple of new items to his inventory. With one of those items being a spell to be able to summon a horse that you can summon on the island to travel around the island a bit faster, because it's a pretty big island. But that will be in a future update. But for example, with Hermes, you can buy all the normal stuff, blah 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 blah, steel swords, steel arrows, this and the other. But he has a unique bow called the Scorpion's Tail, in which the target is paralyzed for 10 seconds and absorbs 5 points of health. Okay, the health absorption is not overly powerful, but the paralysis is. That's a very long time for paralysis. So I'm gonna buy the Scorpion's Tail. It's my bloody bow now. Apparel, kind of basic apparel, bada bing, bada boom, bada bosh. But he has the Lunar Ring, increases your health by 25 points. Magicka regenerates 15% faster. I'm not going to buy the Lunar Ring because I'm already wearing a better ring than that, so I don't really need to buy it. And then he also has a Shielded Warden. Increases magic resistance by 50%. Increases armor rating by 50 points. But we're going to buy the shield. We're gonna buy the shield from him. And then potions, he's got some normal books. No, he is actually selling 2 unique books. But they got the Arkham Mount Sift Codex and Trial of the Sandwalker. We will not be covering these in this video, but we will be covering these in a future video. But these books can either be brought from pretty much all the generalized kind of merchants, or you know, so you can buy them from Hermes, you can buy it from any of the general traders on the island. You can only get them with this mod. You can't go to say Bellafor in Whiterun and he's selling the books. They're only sold by people relating to the mod itself. But we will be covering those in a future video. And miscellaneous is just a whole bunch of miscellaneous stuff, really. You know, nothing crazy. But right. So,
Swift hunting.
what about this shield, for example? So, I mean, obviously I can't really test out the scorpion's tail because, you know, I don't want to actually hurt people right now. But we've got the shield. We've got the shield of the warden. So I've turned ghostly. And boom. Shield of the warden. Now, unfortunately, it is draining your stamina. So that is a side effect about it. But you can get your stamina regenerates once you stop guarding. So there is a side effect to using the shield, but it's also a good, you know, increases your armor rating and increases your magic resistance, and that is permanent. Once you got the shield equipped. Obviously, it's not going to be permanent, but once you got the shield equipped, it's there. And then if you just take it off, I disappear, and poof. I'm back to normal. I'm no longer a ghost. There you go. And that is the shield of the warden. Alright, so let's crack on upstairs. So up here, it's just, you know, more aesthetics, really than anything else. You can see we've got Charon inside as well.
How can I assist? Until next time.
But what we are interested in is this key, the Dragon Blade Estate key. So, yoink. Because we are going to need to go there. Now, the Dragon Blade Estate is the player home in this mod. But we also need to go there, technically, for the main story. Into which, the main story begins with this journal. So let's have a look. So, I'm not gonna read it. I'll let you pause the video so you can read it. But I'll give a base summary. So basically, what this journal is explaining, it's just basically, it just says, Carol's just basically writing down about basically what he's doing with the airship. You know, he doesn't know where the airship came from, but he's just using it as a business to take people from one province to another province, from area to area, from here to there, who he's kind of taking, this, that and the other. But the main thing you want to keep an eye on for the main story is Charon does wonder what happened to their friend Racism. So Racism was basically a friend of Charon's, but unfortunately Racism has disappeared and Charon doesn't know where he's gone. So, and basically Charon had a spare key to the Dragon Blade Estate. After all, they were friends, so Charon had a spare key to the estate, and he in his journal is basically saying to if you want to, you could take the key to investigate yourself if you want to. Now, there's no quest markers, there's no anything like that for this kind of mod. This is old school RPG, a bit like Willow's mod with Where Darkness Dwells. Is you have to read. You have to read what notes there are, what journals there are, to work out where you're going, what you need to do. And, you have to literally investigate and explore. But right, enough about that. Now we need to actually go to the actual island itself, which you can get there via this door here. And here we are, on Elsweyr de Khajiit. And yes, so at first you will end up actually at the docks, and you'll bump into a couple of NPCs. So you got here, you got Hussar. You can ask them about rumours. Just down the other, it looks like now that their rumours actually want to work, which is nice. That means that's one less thing for me to actually attempt to fix. My God. But yeah, you got a simple general docks. Just general docklands. Kiahin.
Yes.
No, you don't have any rooms though, Kiahin. Maybe you're not a gossiper. And then you got another, so you got the Terror Fishery, which is just basically, it's very similar to the fishery that you find in Riften. But a lot of these like small little buildings and stuff like that, I will probably cover in a future video. For now, we're just going to concentrate on the main story. But I'll give you a little tour around the docks. But see here you got Riani.
Need something?
You have no rooms either. Okay, maybe some of them are working, some of them are a bit more funny for some reason. I don't know. And then, on the docks you'll be able to find some stuff like this that you can take. Which then it's not, it's not class, it's stealing. But inside people's homes, so for example, over here, we'll have a look in this house here. And you might have saw him. There it is. And as you can see here, we have Elsweyr. Hello,
This
Elsweyr.
one needs something?
Now, you will see a couple of these of these big ones here, and you'll see a couple of small ones as well. Now, they are Senshi. The big ones are Senshi Raz, and the small ones are Little Afleeks. And they're just friendly NPCs. Alright. So for example here, we got a car's house. Now you're gonna see a bunch of houses, and all the houses that you see, every single building you see you can go in, they have all their own interior designs, and yeah, it was a complete nightmare. And here we are. And so for example, this is a car's house. So, and by the fact that his house is here, he's got a lot of fancy stuff here, you could sort of like put two and two together and be like, well, maybe a car is the dock master. Maybe he's the one who owns the docks, or at least runs the docks, And then bada bing, bada boom. So you got their business, you got his business ledger here. Now you also got this Shrine of Akar. Now, yeah, it does use the Akatosh shrine, but there is a reason why that is. Because in Khajiit lore, Akar is the equivalent of Akatosh. He might just be technically depicted a little bit differently in the eyes of the Khajiits, but I've got to work with what I've got here. But you can activate the Shrine of Akar. May Akar light your path. There you go, kaboom. And then, so what the Shrine of Akar does, where are we looking? So, Blessing of Akar increases your health by 100 points, increases your magicka by 100 points, increases your stamina by 100 points, for basically the best part of 8 hours. So it's actually a pretty powerful blessing. I will have to say, it's a pretty powerful blessing. But now, as you can see, a lot of these items are technically can't be taken without it being classed as stealing. Now, it's a bit more complex to put in a crime system than some people might think it is. So, though technically things can be classed as stealing them, there isn't any kind of direct crime system on the island. So, you're not going to steal a bunch of stuff and then get thrown in prison, or get a bunch of people come after you because you stole something. But basically, what it will do though, it's basically, you can't come in here and take all the really nice, fancy, flashy stuff, and then just go and literally just set it off on the basis of you can't sell stolen goods to general merchants unless you're part of the Thieves Guild, and then you can sell it to a fence. So that's the kind of like the catch-22, is that you can steal everything if you want, and there's no consequence to it. But do you have the right people to sell it to? That's the thing. But right, enough of Akar's house here.
Need something?
Apparently nobody's got no more rumours. All the rooms have been used up, apparently. Right, enough of Akar's house. Next, we're going to move out from Terra Docks and go to the small town of Terra. Alright, so yeah, there are some horses here which you can take, but if you take them and then once you get off them, they'll start heading back to where they originally came from, so you have to bear that in mind. But just before we leave Terra Docks, you might have saw that there's this little piece of paper on the floor here. Now technically it's supposed to be hung up here with like an iron dagger, which is just by Lost Maiden's feet there. But the game's like, no. It's going on the floor, tough luck. But as you can see, it's called Missing Khajiit. So this is supposed to be sort of like the next kind of clue, so to speak, with the main story. Because you can see, missing. Can you help find racism? They were last seen 7 days ago leaving their home in Thornclaw. So you know you need to go to the city of Thornclaw. If one has found any information or knowledge of their whereabouts, then Charon would like to know of their whereabouts. Charon also has a spare key. Bada bing, bada boom. So, this is just in case if you don't see the journal. This is like another way to sort of like it to be brought up to you. If you don't notice the journal, you might see this note. Right, and off to Terra. Here's the first enemy. It's Senshi. Smack. That's one Senshi down. So yeah, you will be bumping into many of these. There was about 160 Senshi or spotted Senshi on the island. So, there's plenty of Senshi for everybody. But the Senshi have slightly kind of new things. So, for example, you have Senshi Eye and Senshi Tooth. Now, obviously, the model is still obviously based off Saber Cat stuff, because it is just basically a Saber Cat. But these alchemical ingredients will have different effects than the normal Saber Cat Eye or Saber Cat Tooth, as both of their starting effects are Night Eye, and the other three I can't remember. But their starting effects are Night Eye. And then you also got Senshi Pelt, which, we've all collected loads of pelt. We've all got tons and tons of leather, and God knows how many leather strips, and yet we still collect pelts. But yet they're not worth all that much. So a Senshi Pelt, for example, is actually worth a little bit more than the bog standard Saber Cat Pelt, and the spotted Senshi Pelt is worth more than the Senshi Pelt. So it increases in price. But I'm not really going to be taking about the pelts, I don't need it. Alright, so let's crack on and carry on up to Terra. Alright, so we have made it to the small little village of Terra. So, yeah, again, in this video, I'm not going to be going around looking in all the buildings, as most of them are actually just houses rather than actual sort of like functional shops or anything like that directly. Though there will be some followers in Terra that you can hire if you want. But so, but for example, if you go to this end of Terra, we have a small little stable where you can get some horses. You also have the Bronze Senshi. So we got the, it's the local inn, local tavern. And on the far side over here is this building, which is the Mystic Moon Spells. So this building is basically, it's the spell merchant. So, here is this is where you would go if you want to buy any magic, to go and see what spell tomes there are, generalized magic items like staffs, robes, and all this, and all your magical needs. And there's a few other little bits and pieces dotted around the place. Like for example, here we got Ralik. Now, one thing I have tried to do, just to sort of make it a bit easier for people to be able to tell who's a follower, who's not a follower, this, that, and the other, because I haven't written a list of names of who are followers and who aren't followers. Most of the time, followers will more than likely either be in armor, like any kind of like heavy armor or light armor, or will be in some kind of like magic kind of robes, like a like a robe of destruction, or like a college robes or something like that. They'll sort of kind of look a little bit more unique than a NPC who's just wearing normal farming clothes kind of thing. It's just to try and sort of like help a little bit for people to work out who's a follower and who isn't. But right. But we're not going to stay in Terra for much longer, as we need to press on. But we will return in the future. Alright, time for a sleep. So, how are we going to get the phone call? So, initially, you'll come up from this road up here. There's only one road into Terra from the start, which is this road here, and then obviously you'll start seeing Terra over there, which then you can either carry on, which obviously takes you to Terra, or you'll probably notice this little bit of road here. You're going to want to take this road, and this road is the one that you want to take to get to Thornclaw, because from this position, from where I am on the map now, this is the only road that will take you to Thornclaw with a bit more of relative ease and less chance of getting lost, basically. Alright, so let's carry on and we will get ourselves to Thornclaw. But what else will we bump into along the way to Thornclaw? What shall we find? Well, of course we're going to find more Senshi. Well, Silvery sorted him out. Nice one. But as you can see on my compass, we do have a little marker there, so it looks like we got some kind of camp. I don't know, like a campsite or an encampment or something. Just something a little bit up ahead. Which, unfortunately, due to LOD, as you can see, stuff is popping in, kind of thing. That's what I was talking about earlier with LOD generation. And unfortunately, there's nothing I could do about that for PlayStation, really. Unfortunately, because Sony is a bit of a pain in the ass. But look at that, bandits. We've got the bandits encampment. Okay, take out the bandits now. Right, bandit 1 down. There's another bandit. Take you down. Ooh, missed it. I'll take you. Smack you. Any others? Oh, you over there. Smash. We've got one more guy to go, and then once we killed all the bandits, we'll have a little look around the bandit camp, see if there's any good supplies. That's of course if I don't fail at getting up some stairs. Come on, there's stairs. You can get upstairs, surely. Yes. Hello. Actually, you know what? We're going to use something a little bit different on you. There you go. We're just going to use solar wind. Now that's probably a thing that if you've watched a lot of my older videos, now that's probably something you have not seen in a while, is solar wind. Well, solar wind has made its return. And my god, is it joyous for solar wind to be back. Lovely. But right, so what do these bandits actually have? Obviously, yeah, they're going to have like their food barrels and all that. But the barrels are pretty boring. Who cares about barrels of food? What kind of loot did they have? Well, so take a bit of gold. I'll take, we'll take a healing potion. I've got another chest up here, but you got any good on you? Oh, I'll take your money at least. Take your money. Oh, I'll take the potion of stamina, may as well. I'll just take your money. Actually, I could probably do with some more arrows, actually. So I'm gonna take your arrows. I don't need the bow. I've got a better bow than the hunting bow. The hunting bow sucks. But I'll take the steel arrows, even though the steel arrows are pretty rubbish. But you know, they're better than some of the stuff I've got. But yeah, so you know, you got a little bandit looking out here. So yeah, so we definitely know there are bandits on the island. Right, so let's crack on and see what else we can find. Oh, you. Where you go? Here you go. Oh, you going after? Who you going after? Who you going after? Oh yeah. You didn't know who to go after, did you? You didn't know whether to go after me or Zooberry. So you know, I've got Zooberry with me, but the others have not followed because they have seemed to have got themselves kind of a bit stuck somewhere. But not to worry, because I could bring them back when I get the Thorn Claw. Right, so let's carry on. Oh, hello. Goodbye. He's like, nope, that person's got a sword. I ain't gonna mess with that. I'm getting out of here. Goodbye. Alright, fair enough. There's a one. Now that white one, that was no, yep, nope, yes. Oh, who are you gonna go after? You're going after me. Hello, Sword Sentry. Oh yeah. So yeah, here we are with a spotted sentry. The spotted sentry themselves aren't that much different to the normal sentry. The only difference is they have the spotted sentry pout rather than the sentry pout. And I think they're like a little, if I remember correctly, I set them up to be just like a little bit stronger than the normal sentry. But not by much though, but just, you know, they just have a little tiny bit more health, and I think this is like a slightly higher level, so they'll do like a little bit more damage, but nothing crazy. Hold on, got Sentry being confused. There you go. Get rid of him by Solar Wind, and maybe I can hit this. There's one over there somewhere, I think. Nah, didn't get him. But there is a red dot on my compass, but I didn't get that one. Oh well. Oh, let's carry on. Oh, hello. Didn't see you coming out of the woods. So yeah, oh, hello. So yeah, that is something you might want to be a bit wary of, is that they do just sometimes come out of the woods. So they may actually properly ambush you, because unfortunately the grass is kind of the same. The patches of the grass are very similar colours to their fur, so they kind of blend in pretty well. So you never know, you may get a surprise attack from the sentry. I mean, the spotted sentry isn't as isn't as camouflaged. You know, they're a bit more noticeable. No. Hi. Alright. No, that's enough. Cool. So as you can see, there's a lighthouse symbol up there on my compass. But again, we will be coming back to that in a future video. There's this sentry by the tree. Beagaloo. Literally have no idea where that sentry is going. I missed him. Let's see if I can get him from here. Off the cliff he goes. So yeah, he won't be coming back anytime soon. There's supposed to be one down there, but it looks a bit on my compass, but God only knows what that one's doing. I can see it, just about. Anyway, but lucky enough, we're getting actually very near Thornclaw. So I can put my sword away. But here we are, basically at Thornclaw. So as you can see out here, we've got a little stable. Nice little stable. Yeah, so you got Thornclaw stables, a couple of more horses. It looks like they're getting a bit intimate, but I might get a room. You see, get a bloody room. But you know, the stables there. Obviously, again, you can't buy the horses, but you know, you can just take the horse if you want. You don't need to worry about buying the thing; just take it. All right. So this is how you can sometimes circumnavigate the Navmesh, so you can get followers to be where you want them to be. So I've now discovered Thornclaw, and what we're going to do is we're just going to fast travel to Thornclaw. And now if I turn around, and there you go, and there's all my followers. So that's a way where you can circumnavigate a little bit with the Navmesh. All right. Let's actually speed up time a little bit here. All right. So we brought it to daytime. I know. So you got the fog. So yeah. So here we are in the town or city. I don't know what you would actually want to class it as really. I don't know. Would you class it as a town or would you class it as a city? God only knows. But again, further down the line, future video, we will be investigating this town / city / whatever the hell it is, in a bit more detail. But what we want to do is head to Dragonblade Estate. Which, to reach Dragonblade Estate, go past some more of the shops, and up there is Dragonblade Estate. So this building here is the player home. Now Dragonblade again has brought to my attention. There are some weapon plaques in here that aren't functioning quite correct just at the moment. But again, next when I do an update, they should be fixed, or will be fixed, or at least be removed and replaced with something else. But initially, I'm going to try and just fix them. But all that primarily happens is that you'll put the weapon on the weapon plaque, and for some reason the weapon floats in the air. So somewhere along the lines, the connection and the activation seems to have got itself a bit muddled up somewhere. But anyway, enough about that detail, which will eventually be fixed. Let's go and have a look inside Dragonblade Estate. Alright, and here we are inside the estate. Now, sometimes the followers will actually spawn in the door up that way, on the far side of the building, and sometimes they'll just pop into existence, and sometimes it takes them a little bit of time to load in. I don't know why, but yeah, here we are, Dragonblade Estate. So this is technically what is the player home if you decide to move your stuff to the island. This is technically where you would most likely move it into. So we're going to take a little bit of time and we're going to have at least a look around the building, because we are here also actually for main story purposes as well. And so you got a little bit of an entrance here, so you got a little bit of statues, the dust beams, there's general storage, nice little fiery hub. That's where you can take read the darkest darkness. Or you got your dining tables as well. Or if you want, you can watch your fish. Get your own little fish. I mean, technically they're salmons, but I've just shrunk them down. That's all I've basically redone. They've just been shrunk down to little white bait fish or something like that. But basically there's little fish that you will see in the fish tank. And you also got another one over just over here. So you get 2 fish tanks. That's a lot of fish. I mean, technically you're getting an Elder Scroll, but you can't get to it. It's just there. And then obviously you're over nicks and knacks and stuff like that. So as you can see, there are technically 3 doorways, either doors or doorways. So you either got that way, which that will take you upstairs. We have 1 room here, and we have 1 room here. So we're going to go through into this room first, which this room is your kitchen. So here we are with the kitchen. So it will have the stuff that you need, So you got your oven, you got an oven, you got the cooking pot, you got your layout, which just for aesthetic reasons primarily more than anything else, but it looks nice. And around the back you've got a little bit of a storeroom, which inside the storeroom is your alchemy lab. And then in here, you can store all your ingredients, your potions, make your potions, this, that and the other. tra la 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 la, and you know, and all that general fun. But we're gonna take the fancy big potion of healing, you know. But yeah, here's your, you know, quaint small little kitchen, which is perfectly fine for the house that you're living in. So let's go to that, because we were not born on a farm. And if you go through here, and here, we have what is technically your bathroom. So we've got a little bath here, which you can sit in. You know, you can take a little seat in here. You know, you can take a seat on the bath's edge. You know, dip your toes in it a little bit. Or if you really want to, you can just obviously just, you know, fully sit down in the bath. Yeah, so you got yourself a little, and you know, a nice little tiny bath for you to use. And over here, we got your mirror, you know, your general sink, general sink, mirror, and kind of functioning toilet. So you can sit on it. Though the camera is going to be obviously a little bit off with it, but you know, as you can see, I am sat on it. You know, so you can do a little bit of role play, pretend that you're using the toilet for some reason. And then after that, you got a little pool bar. But obviously the thing itself doesn't actually flush, because there is nothing like that actually in the game that can do that really. But you know, it's there. Probably again, it's a more of an aesthetic then. So that's your little bathroom. So if we go up here, you know, you got a little bit of, you know, you got a few bits and pieces here, do what you want with them. And then if you go up here, then here, yep. So then you got the bedrooms on this side over here, and over here is basically it's like just a little kind of, it's a more slightly larger open snug. And so you got some fancy benches for you to sit on. Go over here, now you got a wardrobe where you can store whatever the hell. You got your own personal shrine of Athra, which you can actually technically pray at, but I might need to move it back a little bit, I think. Alright, not so much this one, but you know, sometimes those flowers might go flying out of the pot, but that's just something to do with activating this thing and the game's collision detection and a whole lot of random stuff that I can't really do a major load about, apart from moving the praying animation away a little bit from the actual shrine itself. But you know, but you can actually properly pray at the shrine. And then you just got a little bit of decoration here, and then boosh. So yeah, nice little tiny snug. So you know, you got your arcane enchanter here, some more storage stuff, bookcase for storage or whatever the hell. And then you go in here. And you come in here, here you have a copy of the Archimapsith Codex. So you don't have to, as I said earlier in the video, you don't have to buy them. You can find them, but the only ones you can actually find is in the player home. They're not like strewn about all over the island. They can only be found out, you know, just randomly in the player home, and that's it. But so you got your own copy of the Archimapsith Codex. You got what is going to be what is set up to basically act as a child's bedroom, and act as sort of like a follower's bedroom with your own free set of blades armor and a crossbow, I think. Shield. Oh no, I can't take the crossbow. It's a static crossbow. So you can't take the crossbow. The crossbow is not yours. But you can take the blade stuff though. So you got a free set of blades armor if you want. And you just got like a little bit of storage chest here. We can take a couple things out of it. Blah 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 blah. And then boss. So yeah, so you got like a room for one child. room for one follower. Maybe even 2 children if you decide to move 2 children in here via using the relocate NPC mod. And in here is basically the master bedroom, where you'll find shining mirror. You got a blade helmet. You get a blade sword. This is about the only at the moment. This is the one weapon plaque that does work. But the other ones are being a bit funny at the moment. But this weapon plaque seems to work fine. Why this one is special? I don't know. It's just special apparently. And then, so you got your normal storage stuff. You got another shiner backer, and a place to put some books, generalized storage. You got your bed, bada bing, bada boom. You also have a copy of the Trial of the Sandwalker, and the book that we are looking for. So this is the book we are looking for to continue on with the story. So once again, I'm just going to pull. I'll hover on the pages for a little bit. So then, if you want to read it, you can pause it to read it. Bada bing, bada boom. But basically, what this journal is explaining is that racism has, they've noticed some strange things about the island. Something off. There's something odd about this island. There's something off. By the fact that everybody on the island, apart from a few people, all kind of look a lot like another. So you can, and you as the player will probably also realize that as well, that a lot of people have got the same face. Now there's 2 reasons for that. You've got the story reason for it, but you've also got the technical reason for it, which is actually nothing to do with the story and was actually because of a technical reason in the creation of the mod. Which, basically I have to, it was either use the assets and traits of other Khajiit already in the game to give them their faces, or everybody has the face glitch problem. And I didn't want the people that had the face glitch problem. So everyone's gonna look, so you're gonna notice as the player that a lot of people, you'll see a lot of the same people with the same face. And that is what racism has also actually been realizing. Is that a lot of people have got either the same face or very similar faces. And it's like, that's very strange. But nobody else seems to realize that. Nobody else is saying anything about it. They're not claiming to be twins. They're not claiming this. They're not claiming that. It's almost like someone is making them not see it. Now, how they're doing that could be by magic. It could be by other means. We don't know. Or at least at this point, we don't know. So he's deciding to go off, and and he's been asking about the island, and for some reason, there's a lot of people on the island that don't actually know that much about the island. They don't know a lot about the island. Where the history of the island. They don't really know all that much about it. But they seem to have an affinity to specific temples that are dotted around the island, into which those temples are Strosleran, Drohite, Ralfik, and Draja. So, we now know. So obviously those are obviously going to be some key names. And then he carries on to basically say, racism carries on to basically say that he's going to go to these temples to try and figure out what the hell's going on. So we now know what we need to go and find. we need to go and find these 4 temples. Strosleran, Dro-m and Ralfik. And Dradger. But just to keep things simple, I'm not going to go to Dradger because I know that is the last temple you need to go to, because you need 3 keys to be able to get into Dradger, and you get those 3 keys by going to Strosleran, Dro-m and Ralfik. So we are going to be going to those 3 temples first. And I will be going to Ralfik last. And there is a particular reason why I will be going to Ralfik last. But right, we know our next objective: to find these temples. Alright, so just before we carry on our quest to find these temples, I will just go and have a look in the back garden of the Dragonblade estate, into which, you'll have some places where you can just do, you can do a little bit of planting. You got your own little water fountain which you can sit on if you want. You can sit on the garden wall if you like. You can have a little bit of al fresco dining. You can come out and and just sort of chill by the cherry blossom tree. You just have a nice little lie down chill. But also, you get yourself a free little pet. And here we have, and there we go. Here we have Kal-El.
This one needs something?
Hello, Kal-El. So yeah, you also get a free little pet called a Kal-El. He doesn't do anything at the moment, but I might alter Kal-El a little bit, so then he might actually become usable. But that's an idea that's a future idea. But right. So, next, we need to carry on with our quest. So, we're going to need to leave Thornclaw, into which we will come back to Thornclaw in the future and have a look around. For example, here, this building here, you have the Sleepy Owl Peak, into which, in there, you will find Bastet and Sekhmet. Now, something that has been brought up to me by Dragonblade as well is that there may be a possible mod confliction between this and Scarecrow's Pathfinder mod, as I believe that Sekhmet is, and possibly Bastet as well, is based off a NPC character that Scarecrow has used also inside for Pathfinders, so there may be a confliction there, so do be aware of that, as I'm not 100% sure on what mods this can conflict with, what ones it won't conflict with, because obviously there's a lot of the mods out there, there's loads of the bloody buggers, so there is always possible chances that there may be some mod conflictions. So do be aware of that when installing this mod. Alright, off to the temple. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go down this path a little bit until we get to a crossroad. Alright, so we should be coming up to this little bit of a crossroad here. So as you can see, you got a path that will go left and a path that will go right, or it'll be the other way around. It depends on which direction you're coming from. You do not want to go up that one. Where you want to go is you want to go down this path that leads into more forested area. So you want to go down this way. Oh, there's the sunshine. So yeah, so you want to go down the path that where you can see that cat. Ow. Rude. But yeah, so you want to go down. As you can see, there's a cave marker on the compass there, but also there is a sort of a shrine marker on the compass as well. That is where you want to go first, or basically that's where you would want to go, as those are the markers that are used for the temples. So we just run down this way, it'll be just a little bit. And as you can see, just over there is what looks like a Akiberi temple of some sorts. That is one of our destinations. So we're just going to cut across the forest. You don't need to follow the path all the bloody time. You can go off adventuring in the forest. You know, you might even find some alchemical ingredients stuff for you to pick. All right, here we are with. Ooh. There's the bandit. Kill him. Come here. Alright, that's him down. Oh! There goes another arrow just right over my head. Almost got shot in the head. My god. But so, let's just discover it. So here we have found Strostlaran. So we've got a whole bunch of bandits to take on. Yep. As you see, there are a lot of markers here. There's a lot of bandits here. Come here. Come here, buddy. But they also have their own sentry you have to deal with as well at the same time. Turn up, get in. Get in. Ow. Being shot to death. Oh, being shot to death. So I'm just going to go around this way. Go up. Oop. See if there's anyone up here? Yes. Right, an arrow came from over there somewhere. I bloody saw that out there. There's no one. There's never dude there. Come here. Got him. There is actually someone down there somewhere. You're down there somewhere. Oh, I see you. I see you. So let's do that. There you go. Right. So he's still got a bunch of other bloody people here. Still our melt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just climb the tower. And we're just gonna empty this place out a little bit. Right, so we're gonna go up here. Right, anybody up here? Anybody hiding up here? Oh. Anybody hiding on the next level? Anybody hiding up here? Nope. We've got nobody hiding up here. Alright, cool. Right, so we're just gonna make a nice easy way down. Well, I say easy way down, no, there's a very good chance I might end up fucking killing myself. Yep. Alright. So, okay, we've got 2 bandits over there. Yeah. Ow. Rude. Alright. So, when you get to here, you are... Now, he's over there at the moment. But you are looking for a bandit called Rahara. Which sometimes he'll be in the tent. But for me, he is actually over. He's over there. He was part of that group over there. Ow. Alright, so Rahara, where are you? Bandit Highwayman. Alright, here we are. So you're looking for this Khajiit, Rahara, and you're looking for this. The Adraja Gate Key. And you'll be looking for 3 of them. So then we got Scaled Helmet, Eminent Archery. Why not? Eminent Wielding. Why not? I'll take that as well. I'll take that. Take that. Take that. And I'll take that. Basically, I'm just going to take all of this stuff. All of this stuff is now mine. Haha, screw you. Right, so that's key number 1. Next is key number 2, which luckily, is at your height. In which your height is not actually too far away from Strasbourg. Right, get rid of that interruption. So you'll just basically want to start going east until you get that shrine marker on your map, and that shrine is the shrine of light. Bloody hell! Came out of nowhere. Came absolutely out of nowhere. See, that's why you need to keep constant eye in the woods. You never know what's hiding in the woods. I see you. Oh, didn't see you though. And then here we are at destination number 2. For God's sake, get out of here! Damn sanity. Sneaky little bastards. Alright, so we're gonna have a look at your height. Oh, and up at your height, no bandits this time, but there are plenty of sentry about. Missed him. Missed him again. Ah. Whee! Off he goes. So we're just gonna take care of the sentry that up here. This guy's struggling a little bit. Oh yeah, got you. Got you. Got to deal with you. Smack. Right, I think that's all the sentry up here. And up here, you find this chest in here. You got a bunch of the blade stuff up here. I'm not gonna worry about taking it right now. I don't really need it. We got a bunch of elk, or in the case of my law, Daves. We got a bunch of dead Daves. Then you're gonna be looking for this chest, and in here we have the gate key. Gate key number 2. I'm gonna take that, but that's part of a Creation Club mod. So Creation Club mods will, depending on which ones you have running, will might also integrate themselves into this. But again, it just depends on which ones you have running. So I think this is like part of the Rare Curios Creation Club mod. So obviously that will integrate itself into Darkmoon. But we'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah, we'll take the ring. I'll take that for to learn the enchantment. Right. Actually, and now can I wear that one at the same time as Ring of Shadows or Ring of Longing? Yep. All right. So cool. Wear those together. I mean, yeah, technically there is a bandit here. I mean, he's already dead, but he's here. He just doesn't have anything major on him. But that is the second key. So we got 2 more places to go, and into which the next one we need to go to is Ralphik. And yeah, you might notice down in my inventory I do have the Ring of Unlocking, so technically I can bypass all the gates. But this is a walkthrough, this is a guide, so we're going to do it properly. Right. Next destination is Ralphik, which Ralphik is sort of up in this area of the map. Now obviously again for PS4 limitations I can't create a unique map for the island, so it is basing it off the Skyrim map. But Ralphik is in sort of like this area of the map up here, so we want to definitely go north as our main direction. Whoa, hey! Whoop, there we go. Sneaky little bastard. You're not so sneaky though. Okay, so you'll get to. I'll see you up there. So as you're going on, you'll get to like these crossroads here. Now technically you can get to Ralphik primarily by going up any of these. But we're going to go this way because I think this is the slightly faster way to get to Ralphik. So we're going to go this way. That's all we're going to deal with this sucker. Alright, that's him down in it. I'm going to take you down. Smash. I'm just going to take you down for the sake of it. Smash. Alright, so to get to Rafik, which is technically it's over there. But again, due to a lot of issues, because Sony doesn't want us to have good things and nice things, you will need to cross this bridge here. But before I go crossing this bridge, I want to do one thing, and that is quick save. It would all become apparent when I get across the bridge, because it's a big bridge. Alright, pretty much finally made it across the bridge. Damn, it's a very long bridge. Alright, so we are gonna definitely need me bow, because as you might be able to see just up there, we have a bit of a dragon problem. Now this is a named dragon, so he's a bit more of a slightly unique dragon. We got to deal with him. This is going to be fun. Oh, I bloody love Solar Wind. It's so good. Come on now. Get your ass down here, I want your bloody key. Come here. Alright then. Not as much of a problem as I thought he was going to be. But yeah, the Solar Wind might just be a little bit OP. But alright, but yeah, but I will say technically, Tuzodar isn't technically, he's not going to be like a big pushover. He was a pushover there because I had Solar Wind, and Solar Wind is just as powerful as all hell. He is about the same strength as a Frost Dragon, maybe technically just a little tiny bit stronger than a Frost Dragon. So yeah, if you come in here at like a very low level, like if you come in at level 5, yeah, you will. And you don't have like god tier armor or god tier weapons or god tier spells or anything like that. You know, he might present a bit of a challenge. But on the aspect of difficulty, you know, I didn't want to make this, because I have made very difficult dungeons in the past, or at least attempted to make difficult dungeons. I suppose that depends on the player, you know. But I have made mods in the past where the dragons or certain enemies were very powerful. Whereas this one, you know, I wanted to try and make it a bit more closer to the difficulty of the game as a whole. So, you know, you're going to come to this and nothing's going to be extremely overpowered. But if you come here at lower levels, yeah, there might be some enemies you might struggle with. But if you come here at a high level, or you come in here with very, very, very strong stuff, you know, yeah, it's not going to be all that difficult. Alright, so we're gonna search Tuzodar. And, you know, yeah, you're going to get, obviously, then you're going to get his soul. Yeah, you're going to get the normal dragon stuff, like bones, scales. But he has the final key. Which we need. The final key to treasure. Also has 810 gold, not too bloody shabby. I'll have my single arrow back. Circular conjuration. A lot of his loot will be sort of like randomized loot, so you know it's not distinctly going to be this. Apart from maybe the gold. I think the gold is the only thing that is. The gold will always be like 810, I think. A lot of his other stuff will probably most likely be randomized. The only thing that will not be, you know, but one thing that he will always have is Razor's Wrath. Which, Target takes 60 points of frost damage to health and stamina. Chance to paralyze the target for 3 seconds. You know. So this one, it's a powerful sword. Is it severely overpowered? I suppose it depends really on how you want to look at it. But powerful, yes, definitely a pretty powerful sword. But we are going to take at least one of his bones so we can actually improve that. Actually, I'm going to take a couple of his bones. We'll take 2 of your bones, Zadar. Thanks for the bones. So yeah, there we go, and that is the final key. But we're not going to leave Ralphik just yet, as we still need to find Racism. But where is Racism? Well, Racism is here. Yeah, unfortunately he couldn't handle the dragon. But, you know, he had some pretty good stuff. He's got a glass shield of frost abatement, so that's pretty useful against Zadar, because he does use frost magic. But we'll take that. Glass sword of reaping. I can't remember what that one exactly what that one does. What that one do again? Oh yeah, absorbs 15 points of stamina. You know, so you know, yeah. Is it an amazing sword? Not really. To be honest, it's not the best sword, but you know, still worth 864 gold, so you can still sell it. You know, get a nice bit of gold from it, and then raises them. So if you don't get the key from Charon's boat, and you just you just randomly just go off and do whatever you want to do. You know, say you don't give a flying monkeys about the main story, and you just want to explore the island. There is still a way to get a key if you don't notice the key on Charon's boat, or airship, or airboat, or whatever the hell it is. And so Racism will have a key of his own. I don't need the key, but I'm going to take it anyway as a memento of this meeting. as well as his money. I mean, like, what's he going to do with it? He's kind of a bit dead. But yeah, so you'll come in here, and then the rest of Ralphik, obviously it's going to be a bit dilapidated. It's an ancient Akaviri structure. It's been around for a wee while. And then if you go around the side here, no, it might be at a different place. Could be at a different place. It could be in a different area of Ralphik itself. But sometimes with these in these areas, you can find like other little chests and stuff like that. But right, now that we have all 3 keys, I believe, so we'll have a look. So yes, we have key 1, key 2, and key 3. So now that we have all 3 keys, we can now make our way to Draja. Alright, with that monumental balls up out of the way, for God's sake. But right, so lucky enough, I'm not too far away from where I need to be. But yeah, so as I would have explained, but I'll explain it again now anyway. If you follow the path that I've been taking across throughout this whole thing, you will by natural direction discover all 3 major towns. You'll find them all, which then makes navigating around the island also a tiny bit easier. But right, we are now heading off to Draja again, because I made it all the way to Draja Temple, and then I realised, oh bugger, I'm not recording. But right, so we're going to head off to Draja Temple now, so we need to go leave Parlet and go sort of in, and go kind of basically west. So we need to go west. Now, I did do a little tiny ranting about Sony and their reasons for limitations, or believed or potential reasons for limitations. And to bring it up short into the belief that, from what I've seen in some reports that people have written and stuff lists and stuff like that, we're just going to get the water in here. Poof, there you go. Is Sony have put limitations on mods because of copyright reasons. Now, obviously, I can't verify that this is 100% accurate. Oh, there it is. Come here. Now, yeah. Now, I can't say that this is 100% accurate and 100% fact. But if it is, if it is, then it's complete and utter bullshit. As there are many mods that take things from other places, other IPs, other properties, and nobody claims copyright. The original owners of it all, of that particular design or whatever it is, they don't claim copyright because they don't bloody care. It's a mod. It's a mod. Why would they give a shit? You know, people aren't paying. Well, unless you're Sony's set up like a Patreon for modding or stuff like that. You know, people aren't being paid to create these mods or anything like that. You know, so they're not making money off your property. You know, so it's saying that, oh, you can't use external assets because of copyright reasons. Bollocks. Yes, because generating LOD is going to be a copyright infringement. You need to generate LOD to get the game to look correct. So, Sony, fucking lift up your limitations. It's fucking bullshit. If you place the limitations because of copyright reasons, it's freaking bullshit. As bullshit as this sentry. See, that sentry's complete bullshit. He gave me Whitbane, the bastard. But right, little rant over. If you've got any opinions on it, let me know in the comments below. I want to see what other people think. But right, with that little rant over, we've continued on following a path to make sure that we're still going west. And we're looking for, obviously, once again, for one of these shrine icons. But lucky enough, you would have seen which direction I've been going throughout the video. So, it's lucky enough. I don't need to hold your hand the whole entire time. You can just watch the video and learn where you're going. That way. Fun. Alright. We just gotta go down here. And we have now discovered Dredger once again. And we're gonna take out these guys again. We've got to take out the 3 musketeers. There's musketeer 1. There's musketeer number 2. And this little, you know what? Fuck it. You can have a bit of solo wind. And smash. Alright. And there's him down. Right. So now we just got to unlock all 3 gates. Again. 1, 2, and 3. Alright then. And now we're going to enter Dredger, because I'm actually recording this time. So in here somewhere should be effectively what is the final boss of the main story. And there he is over there. The Dro-m Athra. And guess what? Scream. And he's down. Alright, cool. You gotta love Solo Wind. Alright, so here we are. The Dro-m Athra is technically the final boss. So, lucky enough, you obviously as well. I wanted to make this a bit easier for myself because I don't want to be here for like an hour fighting a dragon, or an hour or hour and a half fighting this fucking dude. Alright, the Dro-m Athra. It's got a whole bunch of Daedric stuff on him, so we're just gonna Take that if we can actually carry it all, which I don't think we can actually. Oh dear. Don't think we can. But wearing that ring, which I just took off him, we can. Which obviously I'll show you. I'll let you know what that ring is afterwards. But also, he has this journal. Now, I'm not going to spoil the ending of this in this video. If you want to know the story of this mod, well then you're just going to have to make it to the Dro-m Athra yourself. So, nah, I'm going to be mean and not reveal the story. Alright. But what else do you get off the Dro-m Athra? So obviously, yeah, he had a lot of a lot of Daedric stuff. So yeah, so he had like Daedric sword and Daedric armor, but he also had this, the Hollow Moon's blade. Absorb 10 points of health, absorb 10 points of magicka, absorb 10 points of stamina. Targets take 40 points of frost damage to health and stamina. So all in all, probably not a bad weapon actually. Pretty good weapon, I think. But he also had that ring, which is down here, which is Ring of the Lone Survivor. Right, now there's a lot. This does a lot. It does a lot of things. Effectively, what this ring does is it basically. Oh, I've got to get this leveled up screen out of the bloody way. Blah blah blah. So effectively, what it does, though it doesn't register everything. I don't know why. I think it's just the game being a bit buggy here because it's technically, it's kind of basically what it's doing is improving every single skill by a small amount. So it's like, so you can see my carry rate is 3 sanity and my armor rating is 209. But this thing has no armor rating. So if we put it on, my carry weight is now 420. Nice. And my armor rating has jumped to 225. So it doesn't register all the improvements on the actual skills screen, but it improves one-handed, two-handed, light armor, heavy armor, all of those skill trees by 10 points. Again, it's not a high amount, but considering that it's every single one of them, probably actually quite a useful ring actually. And so for now, since I got all this stuff, I am going to need to actually wear the Ring of the Lone Survivor so I can actually move. But right, and then I'll have some basic stuff in here, and bada bing, bada boom. There's no boss chest in here, but that's mainly because he's the boss. He's got all the boss stuff on him already in the first place. No need for a boss chest. Alright, so that is effectively the conclusion to the main story. But if you want to actually find out the ending to this, because yeah, it's a Dro-m Athra. But, what is the Dro-m Athra? Who is the Dro-m Athra? Where did the Dro-m Athra come from? Why was he locked away in this gate? Bada bing, bada boom. All of these little things. All these little details. You will get to find out in that journal, which I am not going to read to you. But right. Now with the main story done, I have one last sort of thing I want to do. And it's time to say goodbye to a couple of people who have been around on this journey with Pri for a little wee while. And you know what? It's time to give them a home. you.